Growing up, I've had a lot of people fuck with me in the most random and just crazy ways ever. Like, I once had this girl I knew paint one side of my house yellow, like just one side of it because she thought I cheated on her. But that's a story for another time, so let me know if you guys would want to listen to that. But anyway, I have a story about my friend at the time that planted drugs in my locker to get back at me. I'm not friends with him anymore, obviously, because, well, what he did was pretty fucked up. But it all started in my first year of high school, so ninth grade. It was actually the first month of the school year, and I didn't use a locker at my middle school. I did at one of the middle schools I went to, but they used like a different mechanism or whatever. So I was still trying to get used to using this one. But anyway, I woke up on the first day of school and I was just not excited to go. I thought high school was going to be horrible and my teachers were going to be like super strict, but it's not like everyone says it is. It's literally just like middle school with more work. It's not that bad at all. It's just really stressful sometimes. But anyway, I get to school and I meet up with one of my friends at the time. I'll call him Matthew. Me and Matthew were at my locker and I was trying to figure out how to open it. And looking back, I'm such a fucking idiot because it's the most simple thing ever. But, I can't get it open. So I asked Matthew to help me open it. And I tell him my combination and he gets it open. And keep in mind, Matthew isn't like one of my friends I'm super close with. I really only knew him from the year before. We were more of an in-school friendship, if that makes any sense. Like, we only talked in school, so we weren't super close. But anyway, at this point, I have to start getting to my first period because I'm about to be late. But he asked me if I can do him a favor. He's like, yo, man, can you do me a favor just for today? And I'm like, depends on what it is. And he says, dude, I was at this party the other night and I stole some dude's lean. Can you hold it for me? And I'm just in shock because this guy just told me that he stole someone's lean and wants me to hold it for him. And I immediately ask him, I'm like, yo, why the fuck do you have that with you? Like, are you stupid? And he says, my parents know I'm hiding something. They're getting super suspicious. And I tell him no, because I'm not about to hold on to someone's lean, especially on the first day of school. And I wished him good luck with hiding that. And I start walking to class. First period goes by, then second, and then lunch. I actually went over to the McDonald's down the road from my school. Yeah, I got a fucking, I think I got like a Big Mac or some shit. I'm a fucking fat ass. But anyway, now it's third period and I get to my class and I forget to grab a pencil and my teacher didn't have any. So I just ask if I can go get one from my locker and my teacher goes, yeah, just be quick. So I start walking to my locker and my principal is by all the lockers and he waves to me and he starts walking over to me and he's asking how my first day of school is going. And I say it's going pretty good. And he asks why I'm not in class and I tell him I was just grabbing a pencil from my locker. And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know why my teacher just didn't have any pencils in this classroom. I mean, it's literally a classroom. I feel like there'd be some pencils in there somewhere. But we're talking and I open my locker to grab a pencil. And guess what I see sitting at the top of my locker, right in front of my principal too? I see a big Sprite bottle full of purple shit. And my principal sees that too and he goes, what's that? And I'm thinking to myself, why would Matthew put this shit in my locker? And the principal takes a good look at it and goes, is that codeine promethazine oral solution? I shit you not, that's exactly what he said. And he grabs it and I'm like, wait, you don't understand. Like, that is not mine. Someone put that in my locker. And he tells me to come with him to the office, to the main office. And the whole way there, I'm trying to tell him it isn't mine. And he just isn't listening. So we get to the main office and I'm sitting down in front of my principal who has the bottle of lean on his desk right in front of me and goes, well, this isn't a good first impression of you, huh? Why do you have this with you? And on the first day of school, are you serious, man? I keep telling him, it is just, it's not mine. It's not mine. It is someone else's and they put it in my locker. I swear to God. And he says, even if that is true, who would want to put something like this in your locker? And I'm like, I know who it is. And he cuts me off by calling my mom and she gets there and my mom knows I would never do that shit. And her and my principal start arguing about it. And, they're screaming at each other and I'm trying to calm them down. But my principal dials 3 numbers. I'm assuming you guys know the 3 numbers I'm talking about. And 15 minutes later, 2 cops walk in and my principal explains the entire situation. And the cop says, why don't you just check the cameras? You guys have cameras in the school, correct? And my principal goes to check the cameras with me and my mom. And honestly, I'm surprised I didn't think of that. I should have just fucking told him to check the cameras and maybe he would have listened to me. But it's whatever. And my principal goes to check the cameras with me and my mom and these two cops. And I go, wow. Looks like it wasn't mine the entire time. Just being a smart ass. And my principal starts apologizing to everyone for wasting their time. And my mom goes, do you know how unprofessional this is of you? And my principal says sorry again. And the cops leave. And my mom let me come with her. So yeah, I got to leave early on the first day of school. And I'm in the car with my mom driving home. And she's apologizing to me, saying she's sorry I had to go through that. And I'm telling her, no, it's all good. Like, it's not your fault. And like, we get home and I go to hop on COD and try to forget about how poorly my first day of school just went. And I get an Instagram DM from Matthew, the guy that put the lien in my locker, basically trying to frame me and make it look like I had the lien in my locker and it was my lien. And he says, yo, you're a dick for getting me in trouble. And I just blocked him because bro, he could not have been being serious whatsoever. He literally tried to frame me for having a lien in school and got in trouble. And he's putting it on me as if he wasn't the one that did this. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed it and have a good one. Peace.